Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tech Tip Tuesday for Tuesday, July 2nd, 2024. I'm your host, Jake Barron, Head of Operations for the Americas. Ken Close will be here in just a minute, and we also have Henry Pena from our new onboarding team, onboarding specialist, Henry Pena, able to help us out in the chat tonight. So happy to have him here. As you know, for those of you that are regulars on Tech Tip Tuesday, you kind of know what we discuss on this call, but this is a chat-based call. So any questions you might have regarding the use of the Healy apps, the devices, troubleshooting, kind of best. Hey, there's Ken. Just kicking things off here, Ken. Going through the regular sort of intro here. But yeah, so again, things related to troubleshooting the devices, app tips and ideas, and anything related to Healy devices and the apps themselves. We're here to assist. We're not medical professionals. We're not here to help, treat or diagnose or recommend specific programs for conditions as well. But we're here to assist for all things tech related. And again, Ken Close is here as well, independent Healy World member and engineer. And normally the one that kicks off this call, I thought this is the first time I might have kicked off a Tech Tip Tuesday. It was kind of fun, but
It might have been.
Superman is here to assist. So good to see you, Ken.
Woo, sorry about that little technical difficulty this evening, which is, always fun to cater to and master. So I did master it. Here I am.
Yeah.
Yay. Well, hey, yeah, just out for a little flight around the world here. Superman's back.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we're ready to get started here. So any questions you have, go ahead, start putting those in the chat. We will get to as many of those as possible today. And depending on which type of questions come in, we might be able to share some other things as well that maybe aren't even put into the chat here, some little bonus topics as well. So looks like we've got a few things coming in here. Let me see.
I love it. Let's see what we got.
Okay, so this is a great question from Dory. So is there a way for MagHealy to make the equivalent of hydrogen water? So, there's a lot of talk in the world these days about hydrogen water, and we've also mentioned some hydrogen type products that are in development here at Healy World as part of new Elements by Healy World product line. But Ken, as far as the MagHealy, using magnetic waves is not a way to produce hydrogen in water. There's a very specific reaction that has to take place there. And as far as I know, there's no way for the MagHealy to make that happen. They can do a lot of things. They can energize water and form water for specific purposes with quantum analyzed frequencies, that kind of thing. But as far as changing it to hydrogen, I don't think that's possible.
No, we've talked about, in fact, we did an episode around doing some things with the HealAdvisor Analyse and actually scanning in frequencies and content within the Aura module, right? We did some stuff on that on Healy for Beginners and Beyond. And so there technically are ways that you could make a signature of hydrogen there and do a vibration into the field, but not necessarily to the water, right? So a little bit different, but right now that's not something that's possible.
As far as changing the physical structure of the water itself.
No, that process, as you guys are studying, I highly suggest looking into hydrogen water as something for yourself. And of course, Healy, I think, talked about that.
Yeah.
So definitely look into those benefits because there are many. There's lots of water bottles that do that conversion out there, but it is a collection of hydrogen molecules. So one day.
Yep. Stay tuned. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So it looks like Colin has a question here. It says, he tried to register the new MagHealy that he purchased a week ago plus a Healy Gold that was transferred to him yesterday. Unfortunately, opened a demo account and cannot register those devices. Please help. Yeah, we're here to help. We're here to help get that. Oh, so I use the HealAdvisor Analyse 2 app. So as far as opening a demo account, so you can put your device into demo mode, but there's no such thing really as like a Healy demo account. You're either a customer or an independent Healy World member there. So the fact that there's a demo account isn't necessarily would be the reason why you can't register the devices. There's a way to get out of demo mode. So if you're using the Analyze 2 app and it's in demo mode, I'm trying to see if I think we've covered this on some prior calls. I think I have a screenshot or a slide that kind of shows this process. But if you go to, actually, let me open up my Analyze app right now. But if you go to the account information and scroll all the way down to like the me section or whatever, there should be a log out all the way at the bottom of that, which would take you out of the demo mode there. Ken, I'm trying to think what else.
So he's talking about that he had purchased, registered his new MagHealy, and then also had purchased a Gold a week ago, or transferred it to him. So first of all, if you have a Healy account, that's the most important thing. If you have a Healy account, so you have a login credentials, basically. If you have login credentials, you are pretty much set. You can, with the Gold, of course, it's going to be limited to the microcurrent programs, and all it needs is the app, the Healy 2 app, and then scanning the QR code on the back of the Gold, and then you're golden. No pun intended. But you will be able to operate your Gold Edition and all of the apps that are all the programs associated with the Gold from the Healy 2 Pink app. When it comes to the MagHealy, again, depends on which version you have. If you've got the classic, again, it's the same kind of thing. You use the Healy 2 app and use the MagHealy from that perspective, just by using the QR code and scanning in. But
yeah, and if you purchased a MagHealy, via your own account, it was, whether it's a customer or member, that's not relevant, but that whatever you used to create that account when you made that purchase should be the same login information that you would use to, say, log into the Analyze app, or as Ken mentioned, just using the Healy 2 app, with the microcurrent or with the MagHealy, there's no real login process there. It's just scanning the QR code, and as long as that device is activated, everything's good there. So as far as back to just to the Analyze 2 app, if you go to the settings section and then account, that would kind of show what you're logged in as right now. If you scroll to the bottom of that, there should be a log out button, which would take you out of demo mode. And then from there, you should be able to log in with your account information. Same account information that you use to log into, say, the shop would be the same information you use to log into the Analyze app. And I see Henry's asking some questions here in the chat also. And yeah, he confirmed that both devices are associated with his account. So yeah, maybe trying to figure out what else we can do here. So if they're both associated with the account, they're both registered, it could be just a matter of logging out of the demo mode in the Analyze app and then logging back in to get the full access to those features. And then if you're using the MagHealy for the first time, when you first log into the Healy 2 app, there should be an update at the very top of the screen, some sort of update at the banner at the top, a new configurations available. Once you process that update, all the programs should appear on your main screen there for, say, the MagHealy.
What I always like to do is to find out what you do see. In other words, when you're going to your app, let's say you're opening the HealAdvisor Analyse app, and you go to log in. First step is logging in, so putting in username and password. And so Colin's showing what he sees there. So that means that you are logged in. That is the actual Resonance app right there. And looks like you are connected to, I can't quite tell what that symbol is in the top right screen. If it's a Healy or if it's a MagHealy. The top right corner of your screen, there'll be a little icon on your phone that shows either a picture of a MagHealy or it shows the picture of a Healy. And then I can't quite tell what that is. So basically what that little red emblem is, okay, so that's a Healy. You see the top right corner? That's a little Healy, and then it's got a red icon under it, which is a Bluetooth icon, meaning you're not connected to the Healy. No big deal. That just means you're not connected to a device to do any functions yet. So in other words, you're still seeing the actions you can do, like a resonance scan, an aura scan, whatever. That's that list of actions you can do. So you could still do those. If you click on one of those actions and attempt to do the function, it's gonna ask you to connect to a Healy or to a device. And so it does not look like you're in demo mode because I see the little me icon on the top left. That's you. That means it is connected to you. I don't see demo mode anywhere though. So it looks like you're logged in properly. All right. Yeah, so now all you gotta do is just do one of those functions. Tap on the resonance scan or tap on the aura scan, and it's gonna actually ask you to connect to a device. It's gonna search for devices. And as long as you've got your Healy on, sitting there somewhere nearby, it'll connect. Okay, hopefully that helps out. All right, let's see. So Dory's asking what Doc Steve's email is. So he does have one because he is a time waiver practitioner. He's got an email there that he interacts with. Let me see if I can find it for you. Let's see. Then Colin's asking for having a customer service phone number in case I need more help tomorrow. There's not a phone number, but Colin, you can connect to customer service live right there through your shop. If you go to your shop page, usually at the bottom right corner or bottom right section somewhere, there is a icon for live help, and you can connect to a live person, and it will generate a ticket for you for whatever the content you're trying to figure out. So yeah, so just there's not a customer service phone number, but you can get live help right from your shop page. So just go into your shop page, look for the icon for the live support at the bottom right, and boom, you're in, and you'll be able to chat live with somebody. Super great feature, by the way. I think they're live there's a live person there certain hours a day, but then there is still an automatic system that generates
so 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday, you should be able to reach somebody via live chat on our Healy shop. Just look for that icon at the lower right-hand corner.
100%.
And Henry's here to help live too on the call as well.
He's live. He's live right here. Right. Where is he? He's right there in the chat. So he is chatting with all you guys. All right. What else we got in the chat, Jake? Let's see here. Let's see if I found that email address. So by the way, you guys, there's some new stuff. Watch your emails because there's some really cool new stuff from Healy with, the new product lines, new comp plan information, all kinds of stuff. If you guys are anybody that's a member out there, take a look at your emails.
Okay. So, question related to the Analyze app. Is there a way to know what you ran in the Analyze app besides what you scanned or did an analysis on? So, as far as what you ran, I mean, if you go to your history, it has a detailed list of course, the analysis, but it doesn't say, okay, on this list that's here, say you have did a scan on or resident analysis on all Healy programs, it won't say, okay, I ran or vibrated these programs for 1 minute and 37 seconds or whatever, that kind of thing. The list is there, so you can go back and vibrate it again, but it doesn't store like the length of time that you actually ran those programs.
You know, I used to have, in fact, I still have, like a form that I created that I would keep track of things. When you're looking at changing anything in your life, and let's say you change your diet, you change your exercise routine, you change your sleep patterns, whatever, even if you change the Healy frequencies, when you change something, you don't remember like the next day or even a week later. So having a logbook, having a journal, keeping track of something like that is super useful, especially, you know, I mean, you athletes out there know that when you're training someone or you're training yourselves, you're keeping track to find out what your progress is and to find out what works and what doesn't work. So I highly recommend keeping a journal around that kind of stuff. Since Healy doesn't have a way of taking a look at all that content, you know, making a journal for yourself is really super helpful. Okay. We didn't talk about this one. Dory's asking about if a supplement comes up that you're taking, how do you know if it's too much or too low or too high on it? So when something comes up on a scan, right, and it comes up as a relevancy, you know, a percentage, high, low, medium, wherever, and then there is an opportunity to vibrate those frequencies into your field. So when it's coming up on your scan, it could be that it's low, a deficiency, and then you just run the vibration. Wherever it's placed in its priority is going to be how I don't like to use the word intense, but in what order, in what sequence the information's given to your bioenergetic field, and then it's going to have an effect on your bioenergetic field. So then it changes biology. Bioenergetic field means it is the field that signals the genetic outcome. It is the field that creates matter. And so it's vibrated into the field, and then that field constantly is emitting onto you as a biology. So whether it's low or high, it's still going to have a frequency within that reading, within that analysis, that is going to align your bioenergetic, or I should say, optimize your bioenergetic field. Okay. So I just take that information as an objective observer, right? And just run it. Okay. And then as I was mentioning, if you run that information, let's say you do it for a week, don't change anything for at least a week. So whether you're taking certain supplements, whether you're running certain frequencies into your field, be consistent for an entire week, and then run a new scan and find out what changed. If something changed, in other words, a supplement's no longer on there, right? That means that you're balanced. So whatever you're doing, continue. That's to me, that just makes more sense instead of trying to, you know, I don't try to change too many things, or I get lost in the shuffle of what worked and what didn't. So I will do an analysis. I will run that sequence, whatever it gave me as a sequence. I'll run that religiously for a week, and then run another analysis. Honestly, I like to do it every 2 weeks, only because the biology, the body itself takes a little bit longer to change than the field. So giving your body that time to do that.
Hey.
Where else are we? Okay.
We have a question about MagHealy Water. So Carrie has a crystal blue water structuring unit on the main water line. So basically she has frequency water that she's now putting more frequency with the MagHealy. And troubleshot using a lower percentage and also tried filtering the water first to take out some of the frequency. And then which seemed to help some, but when she first used the MagHealy with the water, it was intense. Any ideas? So I don't have know anything like specifics about this crystal blue water structuring unit, but maybe Ken, in general, is it possible to filter frequencies out? I'm wondering what's being used to filter or remove the frequency that's basically already, I guess, is already in the water when it comes out. The only thing I can think of is, when you use the MagHealy on water, when you're informing it with the quantum analyzed frequencies, you're supposed to use it within 12 hours. I wonder if you take your water, pour it out, and let it sit till the next day, possibly, or something like that, and then infuse it or use the MagHealy on it at that point, if that would be any better. Any ideas what?
Water holds memory. It holds information.
Yeah.
It holds frequencies. It even holds the frequencies of sound. There's a very broad spectrum of frequency ranges that it can retain, and not just one. So if we look at one molecule, or what I should say, one drop of water, there is, the amount of hydrogen molecules, oxygen molecules that are in there is tremendous. And one molecule can contain an abundance of information. So we're looking at things from a bit, I think, from a limited perspective. From our mind, we're looking at maybe a glass of water, and it has a certain contents because that we can drink it and we can understand its volume. But what it can store are centuries of information. Centuries. I mean, I'm talking about the amount of information in there is, if think about from just one molecule of oxygen that's in there, that molecule could have been part of the air the dinosaurs would breathe. So, and that information, when it's taken into the body, it's utilized by the body as information, as frequency, and the body uses it for whatever its purpose is, whatever it needs. And then it's expelled back into the environment, and then reutilized. So I often say this to folks, to look at things from a real, more broad perspective. We're in a ecological bubble. The planet has an atmosphere and there's nothing going in or out, right? It's a bubble, a sphere of information, and it's been recycled and reused and repurposed over and over and over the resources. And water is one of those things because of its molecular structure. So you can put a lot of information into that water and it can hold it. And when you consume it, your body will discern what it needs or wants. It's its own intelligence. So let's look at it from that perspective. There's an endless amount of information you could put in one glass of water, and there is an infinite intelligence within the body to discern what it needs to use from it. Does that make sense? Hopefully.
Yeah. And Ken, while we're on that same topic, there was a question. I don't think we got to this one. But same thing. Well, not same thing, but related to MagHealy, the water application. So if someone's using I believe, a water bottle with a silicone covering, so probably a glass bottle, I'm thinking, with a silicone covering. A lot of those come with that. and they're infusing they're using their MagHealy to inform the water. Does the silicone affect the water after receiving the frequencies? So what if you use an aluminum bottle to hold your water? So you probably heard that, the recommendation is to use a glass vessel, pitcher, cup, that kind of thing, because it's the most pure. But say you have a glass cup with the silicone covering, makes it a little bit easier to hold. Would the silicone itself affect the process of informing the water at all?
So look at silicone is non-conductive, right? Well, it depends on the product. Some silicone is very conductive, some is not. So a lot of the ones that are used as sleeves or insulators, again, that's an insulator for temperature or for, for like I don't know, a mitt or something for taking hot things out of the oven. They're insulators, and insulators are not conductive. That's its reason for not transmitting heat, and heat is another frequency of information. So if your sleeve or whatever is built as an insulator, it's not going to be conductive. And so when you're sending information into the water, and let's say you're doing it through the open part of the container, the information, the frequencies are going down into that water, no harm, no foul, right? It works. Same thing if your container is metal. Metal is conductive, but yet you're putting information or frequencies down into the water. Again, information is transmitted downward into the water. It's received. If you were to, now remember this, conductive material, if you have your Healy on the outside, and it's sending the frequencies from the side, conductive material such as aluminum, stainless steel, whatever, or glass because it's transparent, those materials allow that frequency to go through. Insulators, not so much. Insulators can reduce that. I wouldn't worry about a silicone insulator really reducing the frequency so much because it's the medium of that is, how do I put it? It's not reflective. In other words, it's not restrictive. So it's going to restrict heat frequency, but not other higher frequencies. Heat's a very low vibration. So again, depends on what are you trying to accomplish here? Are we trying to use this silicone wrap to keep the water cooler or temperature wise, something inside? Maybe tell me what the purpose of that is. If it's just a protector to keep the glass from breaking, I don't know. Those things may not be easy to take off and on.
Yeah, the silicone ones are pretty tough. You could spend like 30 minutes trying to put that thing back on.
Yes, I'm not going to suggest taking it off and on. If it's just a protector to keep from breaking the glass, again, send those frequencies straight down through the open mouth. Yeah, that's going to be the best side of it.
Yeah, there are some other water bottles, glass bottles that have a protector. I know the ones we gave out at homecoming last year, I think it was, they have like a cloth sleeve, like a padded cloth sleeve, which are much easier to take on and off as well. I don't have one here with me, but I'm at home right now. I have one at the office like that. But yeah, I haven't seen those silicone ones also. And yeah, after attempting it one time, that was it.
Yeah, and so let's look at it this way too. Let's say, you've got your water bottle, whatever it is. This one here is an insulated aluminum one. And you take the top off and you put your MagHealy right on top. Let's say that this guy is only half full. All right. So the frequencies, and we've talked about this, putting the MagHealy on the side or on the top. And when you put it on the top, let's say you have a glass of water and it's full, you put it on the top, there's a very little air space right there, and then the frequencies hit the water. The water is the conductive material, like a wire, like a wire, a cord that you plug into the wall. It's the conductive material. So those frequencies go right into that water, and they're instantly transmitted through the entire volume. The further down the water, the further the transmission of the frequencies have to go. Now remember, the MagHealy has easily a 3-meter range. That's like 9 feet, right?
Yeah.
So this distance it has to go is very small. And whether your glass is half empty or all the way full, it's still going to transmit all the way through that entire water. Even if it's on the side, when it's a glass container, the Healy's on its side. The idea is to get the maximum surface area of the Healy to the maximum surface area of the water, right? That's the idea. That's the concept.
Mhm.
And so when we put it on the top, even if we're not, maybe not the maximum surface area, because our container is like only half full, I don't know why, fill it all the way up, first of all, right? And
Yeah,
then,
hydration. Yeah.
right, fill that thing all the way up, get the max for your buck, right? For your moment. And then transmit that through the entire thing. But personally, let me talk for just a moment around magnetic loss. Okay, from an engineering perspective, when we take and we build a magnetic signal with the MagHealy, and it transmits out into the free space. If we are in a vacuum, in outer space, in a complete vacuum, a void of all oxygen, it would transmit infinitely. It would go forever with the same amount of power. But because we're in a oxygen-rich environment, we have particles. You can't see them, but there's particles that magnetic wave is bombarding and reducing its distance, right? This is why it has a certain max range. Okay, so let's say that same magnetic wave encounters glass, right? And water within it. So the glass really doesn't give it any kind of a restriction, but the water does. So the water absorbs the frequencies, and on the other side of the glass, if we measured it over there, there'd be a lot less amplitude of frequencies over there. It'd still be some because it'll go through it. But if we put it into, say, a metallic bottle, and we put it against the side, now the magnetic wave is inducing electron flow in the metal. Okay, this is just the physics of how magnetic waves and information passes through antennas. Basically, the bottle becomes an antenna. The magnetic wave induces electron flow in the bottle. That flow goes through the bottle and then redisperses the information into the insides back into magnetic wave. Okay, and the information then becomes part of the bottle and the water. So I like to put, when it's a metal bottle, I like to put the Healy on top, right? Because then it's magnetic waves going directly into an open space of just water, no metal. All right. When it's a glass, when it's clear glass, remember, I want you to also understand glass is a filtering mechanism also. You guys have anybody seen a crystal prism, right? And you have a triangular prism, and you have sunlight coming through, and all of a sudden a rainbow comes out the other side. Well, glass does the same thing. Glass itself that has color to it slows down the frequency of magnetic energy, slows it down just a little bit, but it does slow it down. So clear glass is different than, say, blue glass or brown glass or black glass. Anyway, clear glass, open container, and then you're going to maximize the transference of information into your water. That makes sense? That's just electronic 101.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Sounds good. Yes. Cheers.
All right.
Okay. Another question from Dory says, is there a way to email more than one, I guess, analysis PDF at a time when you're running programs for somebody else? So okay, so say you did an aura analysis and you did a coach analysis and you're done and you want to send those PDFs to somebody. So via the Analyze app itself, via the send function, you can only do one at a time. But if you're wanting to just consolidate everything, I would just go ahead and save each of those PDFs to wherever, either on your iCloud or the Google Drive or wherever on your device locally there, and then just send an email and add however many attachments you want all at once, because the function only works for one at a time, as far as I know, via the send. Actually, because it pulls up the regular send function when you click that sort of box with the up arrow, and you can send it, but I don't think you could go back and select multiple ones.
I don't think you can't, because
Yeah.
if you don't click the send function
Hmm.
and you do the back function, it doesn't
Yeah.
save one
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
it doesn't save that one document in a queue anywhere. So it's a single action. Carrie's got a great question here. It says, how is blue or dark glass different than clear? So how many of you guys out there are essential oils fans, right? If you take a look at essential oils, they're always placed in dark glass, usually either brown or dark blue, whatever. Why? The reason for that is that the light frequencies have an influence on the contents. Light frequencies, sunlight, or just light in general, has influence on the contents of the bottle. So the same theory holds true when we're sending frequencies, magnetic frequencies, through other colored glass. I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm not saying it doesn't still transmit. But similar to the metallic bottle or metallic glass or cup or container, there is a bit of a wave loss, a wave energy loss. Not much, but a little. So you can still do it. Again, when it's a container that has an open top, fill the water all the way up, put the MagHealy rod on top, and send your information. It's still going to work. You know, we're just, one of the ideas is try just to maximize the efforts, right? Like the MagHealy holder that holds the Healy on its side so that it can transmit it to the side of a container, trying to maximize the efforts. So, you know, I have not done any tests or studies to take a look at the amplitude of content within the water with the MagHealy on its side versus on its top, to find out the actual amplitude of what's in there. But my guess is the percentage is super low between the two, but I don't know. More tests and studies to come.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was a question here. I think Colin was trying to sort out an issue with not being able to log in to the HealAdvisor app, and it says account not activated. But I also think, Colin, you mentioned you had a Healy Gold. So with the Healy Gold, you won't be able to log into the HealAdvisor, the analysis, because the Gold doesn't have that function. But yeah, if you're looking at trying to get into the HealAdvisor Analyse 2 module, the Gold does not allow that. Doesn't have that. Those login credentials for a Gold ownership does not open up that app. All right. Did we miss anything? I mean, the questions were flying in like crazy for a second there.
I think we may have got caught up here. And yeah, like you said on the last point, if there was, you know, if that device was able to connect to the Analyze app before with the old app, I'm wondering if maybe there was more, and maybe there was more than one Healy in the account, and if there was a Gold and a Resonance, you know, if the Resonance was connected to it, then yeah, it would have access to that itself. If there was multiple, if that particular device that has the access was connected to the app at that time. So I'm wondering if maybe a situation like that or not, but Yeah, let's see what else.
So folks, Laura mentioned something about water and information, and so there is, Dr. Yamoto did a lot of work with water and informing water. So you can look at some of that research and information out there about which is fascinating. And Dr. Gerald Pollack also did a lot of research on the fourth state of water. You know, we know the three states of water, which is liquid, gas, and solid, right? Dr. Pollack did a lot of work around the fourth state of water, which is where Healy actually interfaces with an information field that water contains. So those two folks right there, if you were to study some of their work, you'd get a better understanding of water itself as the medium, and then kind of bridging the gap between frequencies, whether it be sound, light, or magnetic frequencies. And Healy operates within a bandwidth, you know, of 9 million frequencies up to 1,000,000 hertz. So, you know, quite a bit of information being able to put into the water. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I am going to send Dory you that email address.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. I'm just scrolling back through here to see if we missed anything. It's like either we've answered it on the call or Henry's answered it in the chat. So thank you so much. You know, one thing we could mention here, actually two things. I mean, first of all, for those of you that saw Frequencies and Friends, yeah, I can't believe that was just yesterday. I feel like it was like a week ago now. But yeah, we went through a ton of information. There's so much going on, so much new, exciting things here at Healy World. But one of the things we mentioned is that we have a new Healy onboarding webinar series that's going to be starting by mid-July, most likely the week of July 15th. And for those of you that were on that call, saw that Henry Pena, who is on the call helping out in the chat today, is going to be the one leading up that new series there. So which is going to be amazing. You know, we're going to each day of the week. That's the plan here. Is we're going to have an onboarding session available. So you know, for everybody new, they'll get an invite when they purchase their Healy device. They'll get an invite to book via calendar link at a time, you know, the Monday through Friday to start. We'll have different onboarding sessions, starting with sort of the main Healy device, unboxing it, connecting to the app for the first time, basic usage, that kind of thing. And then we're also going to add on additional webinar series, such as how to use the MagHealy, how to use the Analyze app as well. So we're very excited to be able to start this series, and Henry's done an amazing job getting this set up. A lot of work's been going on behind the scenes there, and we'll share details once everything's finalized. We're kind of finalizing the last few things here as far as how the email invite and the calendar will work. And then to start, again, it's designed for new people going forward, but we know there's a lot of people at Healy World that maybe want a refresher or didn't go through a proper onboarding. So we're going to open it up to everybody really for the first month or so to give people a chance to go through it and experience this as well. So we're excited about that. And again, we'll share more details as soon as we finalize everything, but definitely this month. And other thing I wanted to mention for those of you that did not catch our Healy for Beginners and Beyond last week, another great episode. We went through the MagHealy, everything about MagHealy, focusing mainly on the newer topics that have what's new with MagHealy as far as, you know, with the Meridian module, connecting your MagHealy to the Analyze 2 app, which was only possible as of late last year. to do an analysis for the learning module, the upcoming business suite. You'll be able to connect your MagHealy to the Analyze app as well to use that too. We went through a lot of charging tips as well. Tips on making sure, because MagHealy uses a wireless charging technology. We went through some of the things you need to look out for that, and different charging blocks, and did a great explanation on the difference between milliamps and amps and volts and all that kind of stuff as well. So for those of you looking for that, if you go to HealyAmericas.com, which is our Healy Americas YouTube channel, and then if you go to the playlist, let me go back to the Healy World Americas main page here. You see we've added a ton of content. Frequencies and Friends from yesterday is now available on here. Most of the segments from Healy Super Saturday are also available here. But if you go to, let's just go to playlists, and you'll see Healy for Beginners and Beyond. You go to view full playlist, and we have here that particular video. So you'll see here it was just added 4 days ago. And then if you click on this, it opens up the video. It's probably going to play some sort of ad right now. And we will skip that here. Okay, so you see the agenda that we have here. And if you're looking for more details on what we covered, if you click on the More button, you'll see each of the individual segments are all hyperlinked. And so, you'll see if you want to look at MagHealy charging tips, you just click on MagHealy charging tips, and it takes you right to the segment on MagHealy charging tips. So very easy to navigate. Talks a little bit about, we did a little bit of live demonstration here as well. Talked about the difference between vibrating the MagHealy databases with your Healy in the Analyze app versus, let's just say, running those same programs with the MagHealy in the Healy 2 app. So, different modalities there, vibrating frequencies versus using the magnetic waves, magnetic power to transmit those frequencies there. So check that out if you did not catch it live. We had a lot of people on the call. It was a lot of fun. But yes, you can definitely review this at your convenience and go back and share this with anyone on your team as well if they were looking for some of these answers related to MagHealy. Okay.
Yeah, and the onboarding, folks, is, so Dory's got a question. What do you mean by onboarding?
Yeah.
So onboarding is essentially is getting you started, right? It's kind of like everything from when you get your package, unboxing, going through loading the apps, syncing up your Healy, getting the functions started, that kind of thing. So and the reason is because even that unboxing the box, right? You get this bigger box, right? Inside the bigger box is a littler box with your Healy and your MagHealy or your MagHealy, and people throw away all the packaging, and sometimes there's a little package in there with your wristbands in it, and they wind up in the garbage. So even just some of that little simple stuff, right?
Yeah.
It eliminates a lot of customer service tickets or things like I didn't get my wristbands. But if you get this onboarding process, it just kind of helps to streamline things, and that's what it is.
Yeah. And yeah, it's going to be, we have great resources in Healy Academy. That's, I always like to direct people there. There's such great onboarding videos. They're kind of more in different segments and, shorter videos, 5-10 minutes here and there for each of our devices, each of our apps as well. But this is kind of like a great starting point, and it's going to be interactive as well. So we're keeping this to smaller groups where each of the sessions, we're going to plan this to start to keep it to 10 people or less. So people are able to ask questions, and we don't have to kind of like rush through it. We can make sure everyone has their device with them, make sure everybody gets connected along the way. They can follow along and ask questions too. So the benefit of joining one of these live will be that sort of personalized, more interactive experience.
Yeah. It used to be Jake did that at the beginning with Healy for Beginners and Beyond, like a full unboxing, right? And there was those episodes there. So now it's kind of a live.
Yeah, and that was once a week. This is going to be multiple times per week as well, and then adding in those additional topics like MagHealy and Analyze app, which we'll probably do on a once or twice a week basis as well. So very excited. And Henry's been working again hard behind the scenes, and it's gonna be a great resource for everyone in the Healy World community.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's see. Dory says the Healy for Beginners and Beyond, September 7th, 2023, mentioned details coming on some of the database programs. Did that happen? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We there was a Healy for Beginners and Beyond on all the databases.
Yeah, I wonder, I don't remember if I said something specific in that episode that there's more coming. I don't know, but there are additional resources still planned as far as videos, training videos and things like that in Academy for some of the other databases that are available. So I think the Bach flower, what was the one that was added for the Analyze app?
Well, there was also a Healy for Beginners and Beyond, just talking about those.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, and since then, the Bach flower analysis video has been added to Academy, which goes into in depth as far as what exactly Bach flowers are and how you're using them with the Analyze app. And there's more coming soon for additional databases as well.
Here's another cool thing. Even within the app, if you click on the database, right, and then there's an arrow off to the right, you click on that arrow, and then at the bottom of the screen it says more information on this database. There's it opens up what everything is in that database, every single thing. Whether it's the I Ching or it's the Bach flower or whatever, it shows you each one that's in there. If there's 74 entities, there's 74 listings. And you can go and take a look, and you can look those up if you're not familiar with Bach flowers or I Ching. I think I Ching there's 64, right? Because there's 64 different symbols. So super content right there.
Yeah, this is in Healy Academy in the Analyze app section. So this is one of the videos that I believe I was talking about, the Bach flower analysis, and there will be more added as well to this section here, which is great to check out.
Let's see. We got any new ones? I think we're caught up. And and here's the thing too. I get this question. Hey, I heard on Frequency and Friends that XYZ is coming. When? So I love the fact that we get these advanced notices, and somewhere like in the month of July, this is going to happen. Somewhere, coming up, like the comp plan coming up in 2025, this is going to happen. But those are evolving, right? I pay attention to the calls. It's a good idea, folks, to be on the What's Up Wednesday calls, be on these update calls, be on the once a month Frequencies and Friends, so you can be updated. And then actually open your emails, by the way, and read those, because there's information in there that's also very helpful. So that's a good way to stay informed, is to get involved in those calls. And the more involved you are, then it just feels like you're part of the community, right? I was another segment on Frequencies and Friends today. Jana talking about community, right? One of the leaders in Canada. She had a great presentation on being part of a community.
Yep, it's excellent.
Let's see what else we got.
All right, let me see.
Caught up. Have you guys been to the Academy lately, by the way? Anybody out there been to the Healy Academy lately? because
I have, Ken. I've been there. I love the Healy Academy.
yeah, you know, you can spend a lot of time there, just like going through the different classes and stuff. And by the way, you can get certificates. You know that you can get a certificate.
Hmm.
They're kind of cool to have those on your wall, right? You can actually
Yeah.
say, I did that. Especially if you're, you know, maybe you have a team, you're building a team out there in Healy world. You just get more valuable in your own assets.
Yeah, and just while you're on that topic, so yeah, the convention, you can take these courses and you get the little certificate thing at the end. There's different business courses and product courses. We have getting started with Healy, Healy how it works, getting started with MagHealy how it works, MagHealy applications, HealAdvisor app basics, HealAdvisor Analyze app intro, master the coach modules and information field course. So yeah, these are fun to watch, and then you have a little My Learning section where you can look at completed courses or continued course and that kind of thing. So yes, it's
All right.
worth spending some time in Academy, even if it's just, a couple hours per week or, an hour, even just an hour per week, you'll learn a lot. And then if you go there on a regular basis, you'll also kind of see when new content is added as well, because there's a lot more planned for Healy Academy.
You know, I had one of my team members. I always advise anyone new person coming into Healy. We do this onboarding process, and now, you know, there's these calls that we can link them to with Henry. But I also encourage everyone to spend at least an hour a week. You know, just find in segments. It doesn't have to be all one day.
Yeah.
But an hour a week in the Healy Academy, and just really dig into there and see what's there. I guarantee you, if you get in there, that you're going to find something of interest, and you'll learn something you didn't know, and then it just makes you more valuable. It makes your content more valuable for your own use, but then also for others, right? All
Okay.
right. I
It's
think
9 o'clock. Wow.
I think we are at the end of our time, right? So you guys, if you want to save the chat, there's 3 little dots either at the top of your chat box there. Click on those. It'll give you the option to save this chat for the links and such. And any of this content, the answers and such are there. So click on that at the end of the call. If you're on your PC or your laptop, there'll be a message come across saying save chat, and you've got it. But thanks a lot for being here. Thanks, Jake, for opening the call and giving me the time to get through the technical difficulties. But I'm super glad everybody was here. Thank you, Henry, for being here. Of course, always thank you, audience, for being here. Without you, we wouldn't need to be here. So have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you another time. Enjoy the 4th of July, by the way. We won't see you.
And what's up Wednesday tomorrow? 1 Eastern. We're gonna
Still
again,
gonna do
we
the
got
4th of July? Or wait, tomorrow is no, not the 4th.
the third. We're almost there. We're almost to the 4th of July.
All right.
But yeah, there was so much covered on frequencies and friends. We're gonna kind of highlight some of those things on a much shorter episode tomorrow than frequencies and friends. But yeah, join us for that. And yes, Ken, of course, happy 4th to everybody as well on Thursday.
Thursday. Enjoy your extended weekend, your holiday, everybody. See you tomorrow on Wednesday. What's Up Wednesday. Good night, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.